What happens when a military superpower's drones come under attack? Just days ago, Iranian forces launched what they thought would be a devastating assault on US military drones, expecting easy targets. Instead, they encountered something they weren't prepared for. These weren't ordinary drones. How did American technology manage to withstand a direct offensive? The answer lies in the evolution of modern drone capabilities. Equipped with AI-driven countermeasures and real-time adaptation systems, the American drone swarm survived the Iranian attack and responded effectively. This engagement highlighted critical gaps in Iran's approach and demonstrates why drone warfare is rapidly redefining combat, challenging traditional military powers to reconsider their defense strategies. The drone threat revolution. Imagine this: a $1,000 commercial drone modified with basic explosives taking down a $100 million military asset. This isn't science fiction, it's today's reality. The battlefield has undergone a complete transformation over the last decade, with military strategists worldwide scrambling to adapt to what might be the most significant tactical shift since the advent of gunpowder. The revolution happened right under our noses. While defense contractors focused on billion-dollar fighter jets, a quiet revolution was occurring at the other end of the spectrum. Small, expendable drones built with components available at any electronics store have proven capable of neutralizing equipment costing thousands of times more. This accessibility has fundamentally altered modern warfare. A moderately skilled technician with a few $1,000s can now build systems that penetrate defenses designed to stop sophisticated threats. The democratization of drone technology has redistributed military power in ways few strategists anticipated. The 2017 battle for Mosul stands as a watershed moment in this tactical evolution. ISIS fighters, lacking traditional air forces, created an aerial advantage by attaching 40mm grenades to $650 quadcopters purchased online. Iraqi forces, equipped with $3 million armored vehicles, found themselves helpless as drones dropped explosives through open hatches. In one documented case, a single drone carrying a modified artillery shell destroyed an M1 Abrams tank and killed its 4-man crew, a $9 million asset neutralized by a device costing less than $2,000. Iraqi commanders had to hastily improvise countermeasures, including deploying soldiers with shotguns as improvised anti-aircraft units. This technological disruption sent shockwaves through military leadership circles. Marine General Kenneth McKenzie Jr. described it as the most concerning tactical development since the rise of improvised explosive devices in Iraq, coming from a commander who witnessed firsthand the devastating impact of IEDs. This comparison carries particular weight. These drones represent a fundamental challenge to conventional military superiority. Their effectiveness stems from three critical factors. They're remarkably inexpensive, allowing poorly funded groups to field significant numbers. They provide plausible deniability, as attacks can be difficult to attribute. Most concerning, they can overwhelm defense systems through sheer numbers. A swarm of 50 drones might cost less than $100,000, but require millions in countermeasures to stop. The vulnerability became painfully clear in September 2019 when Saudi Arabia's Abqaiq oil facilities were attacked. Despite protection by billions in air defense technology, including American Patriot systems, Oerlikon cannons, and French Crotale missiles, the facilities were successfully targeted by drones and cruise missiles. These conventional defenses, designed for traditional threats like fighter jets, proved incapable against smaller, slower drones at low altitudes. Iran attempted to exploit this vulnerability in their confrontation with American drone systems. Having observed successful low-cost drone warfare against sophisticated targets, they expected easy victories. What they encountered instead were networked, AI-enhanced systems specifically designed to counter their tactics. The technology gap proved decisive. American drones utilizing artificial intelligence, mesh networking, and distributed decision-making adapted in real time to Iranian countermeasures. Each attempt to jam, disrupt, or destroy the drones met with an immediate algorithmic response that rendered Iranian tactics ineffective. What was intended as a demonstration of Iranian military prowess instead revealed critical weaknesses in their understanding of modern drone warfare. America's drone swarm advantage. The moment Iranian operators realized they weren't fighting individual machines, but a collective intelligence was probably the most disconcerting of their military careers. Shooting into a swarm and watching it survive and adapt instantly challenges everything we know about conventional warfare. What they faced that day was the result of years of secret development that has transformed the meaning of air power. What they actually faced represents an evolutionary leap in technological warfare. The Pentagon, through programs like Valkyrie, has executed a quiet revolution, developing swarms of interconnected drones that operate as an intelligent organism. This strategic shift abandons the individual platforms approach to coordinated swarm-based operations, reflecting a trend toward networked autonomous systems. Distributed intelligence distinguishes these swarms. They are semi-autonomous systems capable of maintaining functionality when communications are disrupted or some units are destroyed. Like a well-trained sports team, when one player falls, others take over without losing tactical cohesion. Amid the chaos of battle, when communications fail, these drones continue their mission, adapting to changing conditions, a tactical nightmare for any adversary. Redundancy is their survival mechanism. The drones Iran tried to destroy used mesh networks, allowing each unit to communicate directly with the others, creating a resilient communication system capable of rerouting signals even if some units are neutralized. Imagine a road network. If a main route is blocked, traffic automatically finds alternate paths to reach its destination. Their real-time adaptive capability truly perplexed the Iranians. When they tried to implement electronic warfare countermeasures, the drones automatically changed frequencies, altered flight patterns, and deployed their own countermeasures. This adaptability allows them to counter evolving threats, making them resistant to jamming and other electronic attacks. It's like facing an organism that anticipates and neutralizes every move. The Valkyrie program focuses specifically on developing drones designed to work in coordinated swarms, overwhelming enemy defenses through numbers and collective tactics. This investment highlights the strategic importance of swarm technology in U.S. military plans. The ultimate advantage of these systems is their use of artificial intelligence to make tactical decisions in milliseconds, surpassing human response capabilities. This ultra-fast decision-making is crucial to effectively countering modern threats such as electronic warfare tactics or sudden changes on the battlefield. During the attack, the Iranians understood they were facing an integrated system that actively countered every move. Every takedown attempt was met with a perfectly executed evasive maneuver. Every effort to jam communications was met with an algorithmic response that re-established control. They were fighting an entity that learned and evolved in real time. Countermeasures powered by AI, mesh networks, and collective intelligence made these drones virtually invulnerable to conventional counter-aircraft tactics. As Iran continued to pursue 20th-century military strategies, it faced a technology that represented the future of warfare, a cohesive digital organism that responded as a single collective mind, rendering traditional defense tactics obsolete. The failed attack and its aftermath. What happened when Iran decided to attack the American drone swarm defies all traditional military logic. Instead of dispersing in the face of the imminent attack, these drones did something the Iranians never anticipated. They began executing a coordinated response that transformed the offensive into a strategic trap for its initiator. Like a living organism that not only defends itself but also counterattacks, the American swarm turned each missile launched against it into an opportunity to learn about its attacker. The Iranian attack began with complete confidence. Its operators deployed their entire conventional defensive arsenal, radar-guided missiles, anti-aircraft artillery, and electronic warfare systems designed to disrupt communications. In any 20th century military scenario, this combination would have been devastating. Iranian commanders expected to see drones falling from the sky, or, at the very least, losing control when their communications links were severed. But the scenario quickly transformed. The American drones demonstrated unprecedented adaptability. They altered their electronic signatures when radars locked on them, adjusted speed and altitude in response to incoming missiles, and instantly changed frequencies to counter jamming. For the Iranian operators, it was like trying to catch water with their hands. Each attempt at neutralization revealed the futility of their conventional tactics. In Iranian control centers, panic began to spread. One commander, staring at screens displaying failing systems, whispered to his deputy, They're not reacting like machines, they're thinking. This paralyzing realization came when they realized that their every defensive action was being meticulously recorded by the swarm. Every radar frequency used, every weapon system activated, every attack pattern implemented was exposed to the distributed sensor network. The drones actively mapped the entire Iranian defensive system, creating a real-time, three-dimensional model that streamed instantly through a mesh network to nearby U.S. assets. The most sophisticated aspect of the American response was the autonomous redeployment of tasks. When one drone was attacked, others assumed its critical functions. If a communications node was compromised, the network reconfigured. If a sensor was neutralized, others expanded its coverage. This dynamic created a virtually indestructible military entity as long as it maintained sufficient operational units. This adaptive behavior has parallels with the tactics that the 494th Squadron, the Panthers, implemented during its deployment to the Middle East following Hamas's attack on Israel in 2023. There, they developed expertise against Iranian one-way drones, missile threats, and traditional air-to-air combat. As General James B. Hecker noted, these events marked a significant shift in warfare, particularly with respect to one-way UAVs. Iranian radars, designed for conventional aircraft, failed against small objects with changing electronic signatures. Their missiles, programmed for predictable trajectories, wasted ammunition against erratic targets. Their operators, trained in established protocols, found themselves at a loss for an enemy that seemed to know their manuals better than they did. This technological gap was evident when U.S. forces faced the Iranian attack on Israel in April 2024. Major Coffee had developed specific strategies based on engagements like this one. The pilots made critical decisions under extreme pressure, such as keeping aircraft airborne during red alert alerts, maximizing their defensive contribution, and demonstrating how accumulated experience was transformed into effective operational capability against the new threats of the modern battlefield. What we witnessed in this failed Iranian attack is a glimpse into warfare's future. The speed of adaptation has become the defining factor in modern conflicts, as demonstrated when U.S. drone swarms countered Iran with devastating effectiveness. As renowned military analyst Paul Shara from the Center for a New American Security explains, swarming allows you to build large numbers of low-cost expendable agents that can overwhelm an adversary. This reverses the long trend of rising aircraft costs and reducing quantities. The future battlefield resembles a chessboard where software supremacy provides the true military advantage, demanding multi-layered defenses combining jamming techniques with lasers and interceptors.